Hey, how are you? All right. So today, yeah, by the way, coming live from home here, it's a little dark in the background. All right. But anyway, we're into lesson number one. Okay. And this is kind of starting to tie everything together with our expressions. Like I said, brand new stuff for you. All right. It's an adjustment. You're learning how to write all over again. So you think back to elementary school. Um, I read my second graders handwriting, and it's just like, oh my goodness. That's kind of like what you're going through right now. So it might be a struggle right now. It's okay. It's all good. It's just going to take a little bit of time. It's the repetition. Keep getting your repetition in. All right. Let's go to your entrance slips. All right. Entrance slips here, Unit 3, Topic A. If you haven't watched the notes video, all right, on lesson number one, then highly encourage you to get there first. It's certainly going to connect a lot of dots for you and help you understand things a little bit better what we're doing right now. So, all right, things to keep in mind. We're going to stay consistent. We're not going to worry about then plug in for the variable and solve the expression. All right. Um, I think simplifying is enough right now, and I think you trying to plug it into verify isn't going to help you out. So we're going to stay focused right here. So here's your phrase: combining like terms. All right. And remember, like terms are numbers with numbers that they've always been. You've always been able to add 6 plus 7 together. So we'll continue to do that. But we're looking at, remember, variables. So it's the same variable with the same exponents. Now, for right now, we're not playing with the exponents. We're not really seeing x squareds and y cubes. But it is one of the things I wanted to bring up. So you're like, Mr. Shusevich, why didn't you tell me? Why didn't you tell me the full truth? Tell me. Why did you have to? Yeah. So again, same variables, same powers. You'll eventually get to things like 7x squared plus 2x squared. And it's no big deal. It's just 9x squared. All right. Um, but again, for right now, you're going to see mostly just your letters. So yeah, we're looking at things here. Over here, I've got a 6x and I've got a 5x. The nice thing is we're adding. So we don't have to worry about distributing an addition sign because that's not going to change anything. So yeah, add those guys together and we get 11x. We can underline as well. Sometimes it's easier than circling because you can see when I circled, I started to go through things. I started messing with the signs and seeing the signs that are in there. So it is a positive 8y. It is a pop. Oh, it's a negative 10y. So combine a positive 8y with a negative 10y. All right, that's a negative 2y. So we're going to put down the minus sign, and then we got our 2y that's there. And then lastly, your plain old numbers. It's a negative 3. It's a negative 13. So if we combine those two guys together, we're going to get ourselves negative 16. There we go. We're done. Show's over. All right. We can't combine those together. Again, they have different letters, or it's a constant. It has no letter at all. So the show's over. Okay, the good one. All right, the one that again, it's a disruption. All right, it's going to take time to get used to it, and it's a recognition problem, and that's one of the changes that happens. It's not about okay, you gave this to me, I do this every single time. If they're going to give you a problem, and you have to recognize the trouble spots. It's a lot like what happens when you start to learn to drive a car. You have to start to be aware of what's all around you and start to anticipate what's going on. Ooh, this is the corner where that kid's always playing basketball and he's always running out into the street after the ball. You got to be ready for things. So, all right, here we go. Look who's here. Look who's there. Do you see it? See that subtraction sign? Yes. So when you have that subtraction sign and you've got that parentheses, that subtraction sign needs to get distributed to everyone. So we're highly encouraging the rewrite here. So if it is a negative 2a and I distribute the negative to it, that's a double negative. That means it's a plus 2a. If I distribute the subtraction sign to the positive 3b, all right, that is a negative 3. And if I distribute that subtraction sign to the positive 7, it is a negative 7. The other way of looking at this, And again, there's an assortment of ways of kind of being aware of it. Is you can actually realize that up against your parentheses, all right, that's actually a -1. Because let's think about it. If it was a +1 and you distribute the +1 to everyone, nothing changes. So the rule is the one out there, just as that when you multiply one, it doesn't do anything. So if you like to sneak the one out there, and so you can see it's a -1, and then you're multiplying everyone by a -1, if that helps you see things better, then absolutely run with that. All right, make use of that. When I come over here, I see I've got a 5, a minus sign, an 8b, a minus sign, an a, or a 15a. All right. And now it's about like terms. So again, I'm encouraging underline and make sure you're underlining the sign that's to the left of the number. Positive 15a, positive 2a. Combine them, 17a. All right. Next, guys, your b's. Negative 8b, negative 3b. Combine them, negative 11b. All right. And the last one, -5, -7. Same signs. We're going to add and keep the sign. 12. There we go. Got it. All right. Let's look at one that's down there. All right. Because this one starts to combine things together. So we've seen it with our multiplication. We've seen days with our addition. And now we're going to start to look together. Now, just like order of operations, we got to handle our multiplication first before we can do any sort of addition and subtraction to combine our like terms. So a number up against parentheses does mean multiply. So 5 times 2x, 10x. All right. 3 times 4y. Yeah, 12. Again, handling all of the multiplication first. And then 4 times 6x. 4. Remember, we're ignoring the substitution there. All right, to verify, I don't need you to worry about that right now. So any like terms? Yes, the x is there. Yeah, a positive 24x and a positive 10x. That's a correct. All right. So yeah, it's one of those, like I keep saying there, it is the repetition. All right. And the more you can see it and the more you can talk yourself through it. So the more you can talk through it with me and say what you're doing and why, the better off you're going to be. Um, let's peek at the classwork that you're dealing with here today. All right, I do have this here as well. So if you need to pause the video to get to your classwork, please do so. They're asking you again to substitute for the given variable. Again, I'm not, we'll get into this later on. All right. I just don't think it helps now. So we don't have to worry about that. We're just simplifying. Now they are saying standard form. All right. And this is how we did see this in the notes. And this is just how we write things. So this way we kind of put things in the same order. So typically what we like in standard form is we always put letters are first, right? Um, numbers second, right? And typically you're always going to see alphabetical order. Again, is it something where I can be like, hey, you didn't put them all in alphabetical order, you're wrong? Yeah, no, no. But if we do have a lot of letters, it is something we do want to keep in mind. So we're talking. So let's just point out a few things. Subtraction sign up against the parentheses. All right. So yes, we are going to have to distribute that negative. So keep that in mind. So yeah, 4y, and then it'll be -3. Yep. And then yes, minus y. All right. And then we'll finish this guy off here because we just want to remind you of something. How many y's are there? Oh, there's one, but don't forget there's that subtraction sign. So it's a 4y minus a 1y. Yeah. So this is what we mean by the letters first, 3y. In other words, letters as in variables. All right. Number second, in other words, constants second. And that's why that -3 is second. And then alphabetical order. I don't have multiple letters there, so I don't need to deal with that. You can see in letter B there, there's no subtraction sign to distribute. The subtraction sign is not up against parentheses. All right, and C, oh my, it is. So you are going to have to distribute. Like we had said, don't worry about equals. All right, we're not worried about putting and substituting that in. We're more interested in distributing the subtraction sign, and I can see a lot of it right there in D, E, and F. Let's keep going a little bit here. Again, we're not worried about the substituting that's in there. Again, bigger problem there. We like that. All right. And then again, we're not worried about the substituting in here. We are just simply going to clean things up, like negative 3 times 8x. Hey, it's negative x. That's it. All right. Not a lot going on in that particular problem. So again, don't worry about any of the substituting that's. And then let's just see what else. Anything else to point out? No, yeah, no, you're good there then. All right. So answer keys here, people. Answer keys. Okay. Again, if we get ourselves into teams, all right, and hold on a second. Hold on. There we go. There we go. I'm getting there. All right. I'll go to third period here. Okay. We've got our answer keys that are here. And then what I've done is, because I don't think my channel's updated here, I'm going to have a channel there that's going to say answer keys, but instead of posting them just like right here individually, and that's what I've been doing, so we can see there it is. What I'm going to end up doing is posting it, and it's going to take you instantly to this particular site. And what this is going to allow you to do here is to search just like you have always done, but this time for answer keys. And look, they're all there for you. All right. There's unit 1, unit 2, unit 3, unit 4, unit 5. All right. Not a lot in unit 5, unit 6. All right. So I've got them all there for you. So if you're not finding something there, then let me know, because this is just an easier way for you to have better availability to all of them. All right, people, we're done here. Enjoy.